Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some more Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered using the MP44 Assault Rifle. This gun is both amazingly fun to use and amazingly frustrating to use pretty much at the exact same time. Like, it's really cool, it's a World War II rifle here in a modern game, but it's so difficult to use compared to pretty much every other assault rifle here in Modern Warfare Remastered. So that's a bit of an issue, but regardless, hopefully you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay because Michael Condrey has, as he is so often prone to do, dropped a bombshell on the community by announcing that the PPSh-41 will in fact be part of the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer experience. And you may be wondering to yourself, well, Nero, why is this a big deal? The reason why the confirmation of the PPSh is a big deal is because we now have an idea of just how multi-faction the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer is going to be. We learned in the past that the game was actually going to have a Crimea map in the multiplayer, which is of course going to be set in the Soviet Union, and in fact, that map was actually shown to us during the multiplayer reveal trailer. This sniper clip that we all know, and we've all probably seen a billion times, is actually set on that map. There's the Gustav cannon, which is actually pretty awesome, but that's pretty much all we knew about the Russian influence of Call of Duty World War II. Aside from that, everything that we have seen, whether it's from reveal trailers, or promotional material put out by the developers, or even just like what we've seen at E3 with actual gameplay, everything has been Americans versus Germans. American weaponry, German maps, American v Germany battles. Like, that's pretty much all that we have seen so far, but they did confirm a while back that the game was going to have multiple fronts in the multiplayer, but to what extent? Right, we never knew exactly to what extent, and now we have learned that Russian weapons will in fact be in the game's multiplayer, such as the PPSh, and this opens up the floodgates for so many different weapon possibilities. For example, the Mosin Nagant sniper rifle. I am really hoping that that weapon is available in the game's multiplayer, whether it's an unscoped, infantry rifle or a scoped sniper rifle, doesn't matter to me. I'm a bit biased because I own a Mosin Nagant in real life, and I love, like, the Russian history of World War II. So I'm hoping that's going to be a weapon in the game. What about the return of the SVT-40? What about the possibility of going beyond Russia, going over to the Japanese and the Pacific theater and all the weapons and stuff like that that were available as a result of that theater? Will we be seeing some Type 100s or some Arasakos or just Japanese weaponry in general within the game's multiplayer? The one downside, the thing that's kind of like hinging on all of this is, are they going to try to keep the game's multiplayer narratively driven? For those that don't know, Call of Duty's multiplayer has always been narratively driven in one way or another. There's a reason why you have a faction when you play the game's multiplayer. If we're using World at War for an example, when you play on the map Macon, it's the Marine Raiders versus the Japanese Imperial Army, and it makes sense because in real life, the Marine Raiders stormed Macon Atoll and took on the Japanese Imperial Army, and you're kind of playing out that battle within the game's multiplayer. Or using Black Ops 3 as an example, a game where the factions are just made up and the entire thing is pretty much just based off of fiction. Well, the two factions that are playing on any given map are playing there because something happened between those two factions while playing the game's campaign. They're basically reenacting story elements of the game. The multiplayer has always been narratively driven, even though it doesn't really make a lot of sense in the vast majority of situations. So because of that, I'm worried that while yes, we may have some Russian weapons and maybe some Japanese weapons, I'm really hoping we get a lot more Russian maps and even some Japanese maps. I would love to see Wake Island or Macon Atoll or Stalingrad or these various iconic locations of World War II. I do hope to see them within the game's multiplayer. But again, to accomplish that, they are going to need to move away from the narrative focus of the multiplayer experience itself to actually make that work. So maps, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but weaponry, I mean, weaponry is a very, very real possibility. I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, well, in supply drops, they're going to throw everything in there. And that's probably true, honestly. They did say supply drops are going to be cosmetic only, but they're probably going to break their promise on that, to be perfectly honest. But still, in the game's multiplayer, they can throw whatever weapons they want in there and just make up a reason for them actually being there. So Russian weapons are confirmed already. We may have some other things in there as well, and that is freaking incredible. I think a lot of people, myself included, were worried that the game was going to be pretty much all just Americans versus Germans, but now the game is going to have a lot more variety, and they have set that precedent. They have gotten the ball rolling here. Now the possibilities are endless. What are they going to have for us in the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer? I cannot wait to learn more. Ladies and gentlemen, the private beta is right around the corner. We are about 25 days away for the PlayStation 4, and then a little bit more for the Xbox One and the PC. Very excited about that. And if you guys could, down there in the comment section below, let me know what weapons that are currently not confirmed for Call of Duty World War II would you like to see in the World War II multiplayer. I'll definitely be very interested to read about that. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.